You know, one standard result I've used for a while is 24. 24 is the amount of material you need for a piece of armour, and this is literally it. So this is pretty simple. Oh goodness, no, not that. Not that either. What am I doing? Goodness, it's this. There you go. So now we have a thermal suit. Honestly, I don't know if we need them for Mars. I assume so. I will need to go up there on a creative world just to test. But anyway, this is the booster production. I need to get some tin, not tin. Yeah, I do need to get some tin in the ground. So we have a diamond plus a row of steel, which what I will do, because we're not... Oh, that's aluminium. The whole thing is aluminium. I thought the whole thing was iron. We've been struggling for aluminium this entire time, and I already have a row of it down. Right, we shouldn't need iron, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to move the iron thing over there. We don't need the diamonds anymore either, so I'm going to put steel there. Harvest the aluminium. Oh, hang on. Half of it was aluminium, half of it was steel. These are iron, these are aluminium, and then that's iron. Oh, goodness. I got excited for a second then. So, a full row of steel, aluminium, up until some point where it becomes iron, which I need to sort out. What I can do is I can remove the plants over here. What don't we need? We don't really need diamonds growing, but I am quite tempted to keep them growing. Honestly, these seeds look very similar, it's irritating sometimes. Because what do we need? We need bronze, which is what we're trying to do here. We're trying to fill up this row and actually I can hopefully finish this row. Yep, easily. And here's some meteoric iron. Which, I mean, honestly, we don't need much of, but filling up the row would be quite nice. And then aluminium over here. There's another aluminium seed which we can replace the iron growth with over here. So this is just basically the plan. I'm going to be running backwards and forwards doing stuff like this because we need these things. These are the... hang on, I can explain in a moment. Moon buggy. These things. Which almost every harvest I'm getting enough to fill another slot, so that's a good thing. Yeah, we don't need meteoric iron to be honest, at this rate. Oh, night time. Well, here we go. Annoyingly, it's taken me ages to get to this point, especially with all of the tier 1 heavy duty plates, but like this, and then we put these here. We finally have a moon buggy. I do believe you need a moon buggy landing pad or buggy fueling pad. Great, more compressed steel. Oh, come on. Honestly, compressed meteoric iron. Mildly annoyed that I spent a while making a row of the stuff when it is literally one-to-one. A single bit of meteoric iron gives a compressed meteoric iron, which is a bit annoying, but you know, it's fine. I also accidentally made 2 sets of rocket fins. Cargo rockets, these things, require rocket fins if ever I can be bothered to make one. Actually, I can, to be honest. I can do it pretty quickly. Because these ones require tier 2 rocket fins. Titanium, which would be easier to make, and then this stuff. Oh, that's just a pain. But anyway, now we can finally construct I need the boosters, and it's not a tinker table. I need the boosters! We're not there yet, but I can make these things. 2 empty canisters, so I need to fill them, which then means I need to find more fuel, and I need to refine said fuel. I'm going to have to do what I did in the old world, where I was making notes on journey map. I was like, fuel deposit, not fuel deposit, oil reserve or something like that. I wonder if some of them are under the ocean, because then I can just become a squid and not exactly spongety sponge at all. Take all these buckets. Yeah, that came from almost a full chest of this stuff, because I've got a stack of tier 2, 3 and 4 seeds, which is what I'm after. I haven't really been bothering with these. At the very end, those are tier 1s, so I've been trying to get a stack of that stuff. So, I guess now, we just grab some oil. So there we go. This goes into here, and then we can start refining. That's going to massively drain that, so I should sleep. The refining process takes an awful lot of energy, and it takes an awful lot of time as well, so this is just going to be annoying. Okay, here we go. Whoops. So that's just it. I don't think you need to fuel them. Or refuel the boosters constantly, that's the tier 1. Why? Back. There we are. Nope, we're not done. We need this. Great, so now I've got to do it all over again. Honestly. That's wrong one. Oh, come on. Do I need real You know, honestly, at this point, might as well just make the wood seeds, which I thought were quite useless, since we are kind of out of the wood age, but, you know, just to get easy access to stuff like oak. There we go! Tier 2 rocket. Oh my goodness, it's much bigger than the previous one. No, F. I do not know how much more, oh wow, how much more fuel it requires. Actually, let me... It's kind of good that we got the spare canisters, I think. Yes, of course, I need to power it. Yeah, I think we might need more fuel than was required for the tier 1. Duh. Parachutes, spare oxygen tanks and thermal suit. I am also looking into this energy storage module, which is created by this, and I am kind of thinking of making this one, which should be able to store more. The only thing is, I'm not too sure if I can pick this up and move it like a mega battery. That would be quite cool if such a thing exists. So then, this should be it. Let's launch. Just one. Okay, that's a thing. Yep, that's everything. Now then, let's go. I also had to make another solar panel for the refinery. It's ridiculous how many solar panels I have now. And I made that a while back as well. This is actually the first launch with the Tier 2 rocket as well. And I think we are making it up into space an awful lot faster. Which is a good thing, because as cool as this is, it is quite annoying sometimes. The slow flight upwards. Now then, let us go to... You can actually make a space station around Mars. Can't make a space station around anything else. Not even Venus? Okay. We're not going to go to the moons. Let us just go to Mars. Landing balloons. I'm now subject to more radiation. This is Mars, and it is night time. So there is mobs everywhere. And they're all after me now. Let me get out! I want to get out! Let me out. There we go. Now, one thing that does annoy me right now, it is night time, yes, but believe it or not, sunsets on Mars are blue. This does not look blue to me. Same process applies as last time. Find a dungeon. I've literally found one already. Nah. Find a dungeon, run through the dungeon, and then that should be it. Hopefully it'll be daytime by the time I return. Yeah, hopefully it'll be daytime by the time I return. If not, that's totally fine. We need something called Dash. Oh, whoa! Right, we need to find something called Dash underground. And we can... There, this stuff. I can harvest it. Unrefined Dash ore. Oh goodness. Where's Dash? Dash, here we are. Yeah, you can make it using this stuff. Smelting unrefined Dash ore. Okay, that's good. Wait a minute, can you use a smeltery? I do not think so. You can use induction smelters. You can't use a smeltery. Well, Tinkers construct smelteries, so we can't choose the system. But that's fine. Oh, more Dash. We don't need much. We can literally just make some seeds with them and then do the same thing we did with meteoric iron. But I do believe Dash is going to be incredibly useful, assuming I'm pronouncing it right. I honestly thought that fall wouldn't kill me or do any damage, but you know, I was surprised there. Oh! Dash armor. Let's go. I do believe that is a weight disc, which I am not interested in. Another one! More Dash. Or fragmented carbon even. Oil canister, that is very good. And then here's the boss arena. If it hits the eggs, you don't get them things chasing around. You actually can't hit it either. You need to kill it this way. It's also lost a head now. How impractical is it to have more than one head? Damn it, started a chain reaction! That was sick though. Oh goodness, come on. All I want is the key. Where's the key? There's the key. Okay, because I am kind of worried about losing it. Now please have the tier 3 rocket. Tier 3 rocket, oh my goodness. Right. Because it can either have a tier 3 rocket, an automatic cargo rocket, or an astro miner. But now that we have done this, we can literally just escape. It was... No, I want to be a blaze. No, let me be a blaze. There we are. So now that we've done this, we can literally just escape. Next stop would be Venus, which we need a tier 3 rocket for that. There is a recycling item, which allows you to take apart rockets that you've made and reuse them. No. Well, I mean, we can, but I don't want to use that. Also, something I've found is that you can siphon remaining oil from these things. But anyway, now I think we should return. Where is it? It should be in here. I did also just rush up to the moon to grab the oil, to grab the thing I left up there. It was a nice trip back, to be honest, but... So now this canister should be empty. Leave me alone. Empty canister. Put it there. Oh, there's even some left. Wait a minute, this means I've gained fuel. Because it was 2.5 canisters per rocket, right? Have I gained fuel? There's only one way to find out though. And that is with some batteries. I need the rocket though. Where did I put that? There it is. Oh, is it almost sunrise? I really want to show you something else that I found. Oh, it is sunrise! Look at that! All the way out there, that is so difficult to see. But that is not Demios or Phobos. Missed opportunity here. But that is the moon. Not the... That is the moon, honestly. No, that is Earth, I think. I mean, I assume. It looks like Earth because it's blue. Oh my goodness, they've got green eyes. What the hell? Yeah, now we can start loading the rocket with fuel. I guess while we're here we could at least like explore some of the terrain. I mean, we did just complete literally everything we needed to do very quickly. There shouldn't be any villages around here, or at least I haven't found any. Oh my goodness, the sun. Sun looks an awful lot better here than it did on the moon. But you know, regardless, it's so cool. And I mean, I really enjoy some sort of like space exploration type concept here, especially in either Spaceflight Simulator or in Commatacraft in Minecraft. But the thing is, it's just a massive missed opportunity, I think, because like that, it's meant to be blue sunrises and blue sunsets, just because of, you know, what's in the atmosphere, but unfortunately it's just the same sort of dull and boring orange. But all things considered, this kind of a sky is a whole lot different from what you'd get on Earth. Hang on, are we on? We are not full. Fine. Let me also just return to being me. There is a whole animation in it as well, which is quite pointless. We did need 2 batteries. We might even need some more. No, because I know that I put 2 fuel tanks in. I could have gained fuel here, which is not meant to happen. Nor is it intentional. I should bring more backpacks, but I think if I get a special one or a coloured one. Hang on. Full fuel tank. I mean, granted... No, that's actually a net gain. That is a net gain there. Or it should be at least. So let me just... Actually, hang on. Batteries, we have all of this stuff. We just need the fuel loader really, and then that's everything. Yeah. Annoyingly, the fuel doesn't... the fuel that's in here, or like the leftover fuel, just gets used up. But, I mean, what a trip. Let's go home. Could explore one of the moons. Do we want to do that? I mean, with a net gain of fuel, could... Nah, I think we'll go home, and on a later video, we could explore Demios and Phobos. Also, they don't do the Earth thing, where it just disappears, it turns into a planet texture. I think they might do that in later versions, but because Mars might clash with extra planets and regular Galacticraft. But that right there is Earth. That's the home we shall return to. I mean, I could also make bases on all of the planets as well. Oh, a night time. That's fine. It is also a little bit worrying with where stuff winds up, because I don't want to be on the other side of the world. Yeah, I don't want to be on the other side of the world by accident. So we put 2 fuel tanks in. Wait, where's the rest of the fuel tanks? Or were we just using the one? Am I missing fuel tanks? These are filled with oil. One there, one battery there. That one there. I swear we're missing fuel tanks, but I don't think we are. That doesn't matter. Yeah. What? Well, mission accomplished. Unrefined dash. Yeah, I'm gonna have to do. And then, oh, actually, we can do this now. Tier 3 rocket, which we have seen the crafting recipe for. It is this one. So we need to make tier 3 heavy duty plates, which requires compressed dash. And one of these. Honestly, I'm fine with that. Heavy rocket fins, same principle. Titanium. I was worried about this, but we get titanium from ilmenite ore, which I believe is found on Venus. Or the asteroids. Not too sure what to do now regarding that. But those are easy. This is standard as well. So yeah, I'll get to making that, which will take ages, as you know.
12 sleepless hours later.
Well then, this is mildly annoying. I sort of just stopped and locked in and accidentally finished making all of the equipment for the tier 3 rocket, but we're not done. We aren't done because we need... I literally just saw it. Isothermal fabric, I assume, right? Because then that requires dash ingots and stuff. This is tier 2 thermals. And then tier 3 thermal 4, 5. These ones compressed dash question mark? Compressed carbon, we can't get that. Compressed magnesium, that's the tier 5, that's the maximum one. Well, I had Bold David got on earlier, and we were just talking about this mod. Yeah, in time we could definitely play a mod pack together, but we have some things we need to do beforehand. I was discussing to him whether or not this stuff is completely overpowered, and it is when you have access to these. And speaking of mystical agriculture, I did add another part to mystical agriculture because let me check on CurseForge. Mystical agriculture by Blake Bro Zero or Blake Bro even. I added on Aggraditions, that one. Okay. Essentially, what it's added in is it's added in this stuff. We can grow nether stars. We can grow dragon seed thingies, which I think, like, these things is how you get mob chunks. So now I can start making all the mob seeds. But we have Insanium, which is made by 4 Supremiums. So this means that 16 stacks of Infermium is how to get one of these. So yeah, we can make nether stars, which require 4 nether stars themselves. And then with this, you then make 9 of them make 1 star shard, which then eventually makes 1. So yeah, I'll definitely get around to that at some point. But this is where this is where mystical agriculture reaches the end. It's less useful now, shall we say, because if we head onto extra planets, tier 4 rocket, okay? Tier 4 rocket requires the tier 3 heavy duty plates, carbon and mercury, neither of which can be made using seeds. So what I need to do is I need to preemptively calculate the number of material I need, or like the quantity of materials I need to make the tier 4 rocket, and actually mine them all myself. This is where it gets stupid. Ignoring the electrical rocket, which all we just need is the schematic and 2 tier 10 rockets, which is insane, plus also all of the tier 10 and tier 9 heavy duty plates. Compressed platinum, I think we can make platinum seeds. Dash and lead, that's pretty easy to make as well. The remaining seeds that I can make are... Let me just check the notepad. Not this. I'm almost there, actually. I think I can. Titanium, platinum, iridium, and cobalt. I'm not too sure where to find them, though. But, like, tier 10 rockets, tier 10 heavy-duty plates, which is dark iron, tungsten, zinc, reinforced crystal, magnesium, and all of the other plates. So, I was talking strategy with Bold David God and came up with the idea that we should make 2 of each rockets. Because then eventually, with the 2 tier 10s, we can combine it to make a tier 10 electrical rocket, which is actually sick. Because I did do some testing with that rocket. It's also silent as well, which is nice. So yes, that's a bit of a hassle in that aspect. Oh, yes, that's what I was going to say. So, why are we making 2 of each rocket? Um, well, it's a sort of simple reason, I guess. I can't find it because it's not in Extra Planets. It's in Galacticraft. This, a deconstructor. I haven't tangoed with this yet, but it deconstructs, takes apart your old rockets and other items, returning any salvageable materials. I need to do some experiments with this, because my idea is to make 2 tier 4 rockets, and then use them to fly to planets, and then take one apart to make a tier 5 rocket, and then take the other one apart to make a tier 5 rocket, and then just do stepping stones up and up. The only dumb thing is the fact that I actually don't know what you get from them. I need to check this, okay? Because do we get the tier 9 fins from a tier 9 rocket? Because then if that's the case, how the hell are we going to get to this state? Oh, tier 10, but what? Oh, goodness. Yeah, will we get the tier 9 booster, for example, from a tier 9 rocket? Or will we get the components used to make the tier 9 booster, which then we can put towards with Dark Iron to get tier 10 plates, and then, of course, make the tier 10 boosters? Don't understand why you need cyan wool, and that is magenta. Yeah, because the biggest concern was the rocket engines. Now, we can do a test on that now. Actually, I think I will. While we're here, might as well make not the tier 1 rocket, the tier 3 rocket. There we go. Yeah, we have fuel. Where are we going to go? We're going to go to Mercury. I really wish it would be easier to see where you can go to. We can go to Mercury, we can now go to Venus. I still need to explore Demios and Phobos. Whoops. We cannot go to Ceres. We can go to asteroids. I kind of don't want to go there. But I guess we can. We can find titanium over there. And then Jupiter and its moons. Apparently you can land on Jupiter. But Jupiter and its moons, those are tier 4. That's the wrong one. And then everything else beyond that that's tier 5. That's tier 6. Of course. So, next stop is either Venus or Mars. Venus or Mercury. Probably Venus, to be honest. Oh wow, it's flashing up there. Which means I then need to make the isothermal cloths. Now, I could skip tier 2. And I probably will, but I also kind of want to make tier 2 just for the sake of having the complete set. Required for Mercury is the tier 3. Tier 4 is required for Jupiter and Saturn. Tier 5 is Uranus, Neptune, Pluto, Eris, and I assume Kuiper Belts stuff. Tier 2 isothermal helm doesn't say, but that's Mars. And I assume that that's Venus. So, yeah. Anyway, the next bit will come out ages from now, chances are. Because I need to get some mob chunks. I need to just get some mob seeds, that's all. Which is going to take ages.